In this presentation, we will create another sales receipt, this time for a service item as opposed to an inventory item. So we are imagining we're in our store, in our guitar shop again. Someone's coming up to the register this time, but this time for a service item. We're providing a tune-up or something like that rather than selling an inventory item, collecting the cash at the point of sale for that service item. Let's get started with Sage 50 Cloud Accounting. Here we are in our Get Great Guitars file. We're currently in the customer and sales section. We're going to be down here in the flowchart once again. We're going to be looking into the receive money. However, this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be seeing that we have the receive money as of the point in sale, but we've got the service item. Let's think about the financial statements and what the effect will be on them. This time, let's take a look at just the trial balance. I'm going to select the drop down for the reports and forms. We're going to go on down to the general ledger because that's where the trial balance lives. And then we're going to go into the general ledger. We want to go down to the bottom, the working trial balance, Let's edit the options up top because I want to get rid of those zero balances because we don't need those. And then I'm going to include zeros. No, I don't want the zeros. And then we're going to go to the specific period. And let's do a specific period and say the end of January, even though it's probably not necessary because we don't have anything after January anyways. But this is good for when we drill down on the data. So there is that. We're going to say OK. So there we have our information. So what's going to happen when we do this? Well, we know it's going to be very similar because we're going to enter the same form, but we're not going to have to deal with the inventory. And if you're in the US, you don't have to deal with the sales tax with the service items typically. So that means that the cash is going to go up. So we're going to be increasing the cash again. The other side is simply going to go to a revenue account. We may have another revenue account. We may want to put it to a different revenue account for the inventory sales as opposed to other types of sales. And that's going to be it. No sales tax, no decrease in the inventory, no cost of goods sold. Much more simplified of a transaction, even though it's the same form. Let's go back on over and take a look at it. We're going to go to the receive money. Let's take a look at the drop down and go to the receive money from customer. Receive money from customer. Going to make this large. We'll just put a ticket number of 0007. And I'm going to say this is going to be a new customer again. Whoop, I hit that. That was supposed to be hitting tab. And I hit that other button. And so I'm going to say this is going to be a new customer. New customer here. And we will include the customer name being Sam the Guitar Man. It's going to be Sam the Guitar Man. So I'm going to put that up top. I'm going to put that here. Sam I'll put a capital. Guitar Man. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put that in the name as well. So we'll put that down here. And I'm going to put just the minimal amount of information to move forward with the problem. But again, if it was a customer and it's repeat client for something like a guitar shop, we would want their contact information, their email, put them on our newsletter and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then we'll close this one back out. Closing this back out, and then I'm going to say that the reference number, I'm just going to put a reference number and check number, and then I'm going to say the date, and obviously I'm making those numbers up, so I'm going to put the date here, 01/16/20 in our practice problem, and then I'm going to go down and we're going to enter the information below. So note, it's not going to be an invoice, so we're not having to tap the left. It's going to be applied to revenue. It's going to be similar to entering information into the invoice at this point. So now we're going to say that this is going to be 1, and I'm going to pick the item, this time being a service item, which I'm going to say is a diagnostic. So we had a diagnostic, so it's that one right there, diagnostic. So there we have it, and I'm going to say there was 4 of those. Actually, I'm going to say 4 of those instead of 1. 4 diagnostics. Now I'm not sure exactly what that is with guitars, but so it's it seems a little unusual, but it sounds more like an auto kind of thing. But that's what we're going to be picking up, the diagnostic, and that's going to be the 272. We're not going to have any sales tax applied to it. What's going to happen when we record this form then? It's going to increase the cash by the 272. The other side is going to go to a revenue account, perhaps a different revenue account than the inventory sales, but still a revenue account. That's it. Nothing happened to the sales tax, no inventory, no cost of goods sold. All right, let's do it. Let's say save this. Note that when I saved it, I got a diagnostic saying I didn't enter the customer, so I added the customer, but then didn't enter the customer. So make sure you got the Sam the Guitar Man up top. That's going to be the customer. And then we'll try this again. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to say yes. And then let's take a look at our financials or our trial balance. I'm going to close this back out. I'm going to then look at the trial balance. So we'll hover over the item down below. We'll go on over to the trial balance and scroll on up top, and we're in the cash on hand. If we double click on the cash on hand, Sam the Guitar Man is there. If I double click on that 272, double click it on the 272, we've got our form, and there is our diagnostic information. I'm going to then close that back out and close this back out. The other side, of course, going to the income statement, which will be at the bottom of the trial balance. So there is our income statement. And we now have the two accounts, right? We've got the service income account and the sales. So sales is going to be the inventory account. The service is going to be the service accounts. I'm going to double click on the income there. There it is once again for Sam the Guitar Man. If I close this back out, notice once again, nothing is happening to the sales tax. Nothing is happening to the cost of goods sold or the inventory for the service item. Now we're going to do this another time, one more time. We're going to go on back over to our data input. We're in the customer and sales. So we're going to go on down to the receive money again, receive money again. We're going to go to the receive money from customer. Receive money from customer. I'm going to make this large. I'm going to put the number here. I'm just going to put a number here. We're going to say it's going to be Sam the Guitar Man once again. And I'm just going to put a reference number. And just to populate these fields, and then I'm going to say that this is going to be 011620. All right, then I'm going to go down below. Now I'm going to create a new item down here. So I'm going to make this be a new item that we're going to set up as we go. So we're going to say that this is going to be new item that we'll set up. So this is going to be a service type of item that we're going to set up, and I'm just going to call it guitar full service, which I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's going to be our service item. It's not an inventory item, it's a service item. That's the point for our example problem here. So it is a service item, as we can see here. I'm going to put that in the description. It's going to be the description. We're not going to have a purchase description because we're not going to be purchasing it. The price level then is going to be at the 140, and the price, the account that it's going to be affected will be the service income. So the service income, because it's a service item. We can leave everything else the same. We're not going to have any inventory item related to it. So that looks good. I'm going to say save now. And then we can close this back out. So I'll say save and close. And then we are going to pick that item, which is going to be the guitar full service. So there it is at the 140. We're going to say the number of amounts is going to be 3. And that's going to give us the 420. So there we have that. What's going to happen when we record that? Increase the cash on hand by the 420. The other side then going to the revenue account. Let's go ahead and save it and check it out. So we're going to say save that. We're going to post it. And then close this, and then we'll go on over, back on over to our trial balance. So then we'll go on over to our trial balance. Going to refresh the trial balance. Going to be double clicking on the cash on hand. Let's go into the cash on hand. There's the 420. Double clicking on the 420 there. There is our form. Closing this back out. Closing this back out. The other side's going to be in the revenue. So if I go down to the bottom of this, we're looking at our service revenue. So we'll go into the service revenue. There's going to be the 420 here. Double clicking on that 420. There is our form once again. Closing this back out, back to the trial balance. That's going to be it for now. Let's get out of here.